Now, just 1 hour ago, Hunter Biden's legal team responded to this plea deal plot twist in a statement, reading in part, quote, "We believe the signed and filed diversion agreement remains valid and prevents any additional charges from being filed against Mr. Biden. And we expect a fair resolution of the sprawling 5-year investigation into Mr. Biden that was based on the evidence and the law, not outside political pressure." Here to help us break down these new developments is Ronald Chapman. He's a federal criminal defense trial attorney and legal analyst. We appreciate you joining us. What do we know about how the special counsel landed on this decision and the possible severity of this gun charge?
This is a really interesting situation developing, and I'm going to try to break it down as simply as possible. In the United States, there's something called the Speedy Trial Act. You have a right to take your case to trial in a speedy way. This is how we prevent cases from going on for years. And what the judge did in requesting a status update from counsel is inform the attorneys that because there was already a summons and a complaint filed in court, something needed to happen with this case. And so both parties provided a status update. And the update that was just read by you earlier from the government suggests that they are going to indict Hunter Biden on federal gun charges by the end of the month in order to comply with the Speedy Trial Act. And where this gets really interesting is Hunter Biden's counsel's response. Notice in the quote that you read earlier, we have a new attorney appearing for Hunter Biden. His older attorney withdrew because he believes he may be a witness, and it appears that Hunter Biden is preparing to enforce the contract between him and the United States, the original deal, despite the fact that the judge rejected it. That appears to be his defense currently.
Yeah, I want to go back to this original deal. As a part of that deal, Hunter Biden would participate in a diversion program to conditionally keep him out of prison, if I'm understanding this correctly. What happens to that diversion program now, and does this reopen the door for prison time?
Well, that's really an interesting question. It appears that he will be charged with respect to the gun charge, a 10-year felony. The tax charges will likely be filed, if they are filed, in a different jurisdiction. Remember, the original deal was a diversion agreement for the gun charge, plea to the misdemeanor related to the taxes, but now everything is completely flipped. And what Hunter Biden will have to do is potentially go to trial on this single gun charge and potentially also, similar to Donald Trump fashion, face a different case in a different jurisdiction related to the tax charges. The diversion agreement that he's continuing to comply with has essentially gone away. He's going to continue to comply with it so that he can show his best effort towards the court for a later potential sentencing, but that diversion agreement has effectively dissolved.
Yeah, I want to zoom out just a bit here. Part of what dashed that original deal was a provision that would have offered Hunter Biden some insulation from further prosecution relating to that 5-year inquiry into a number of things, including business dealings and so on and so forth. Does this mean we could see more charges coming down the pike and maybe some related to those business dealings? We might, hear the term Burisma pop up and things of the like. Is that a possibility here? Is that what we can expect?
All that old stuff may be coming back again. I think the question on the mind of court watchers right now, those with legal experience, is what about the statute of limitations? Much of the investigation involved conduct that has almost expired or very close to expiring when it comes to a statute of limitations inquiry. Now, one common thing that can be done in a case like this, and likely would have been done by Weiss if he was conscientious, is to request what's called a tolling of the statute of limitations. Go to Hunter Biden's counsel and say, listen, we are going to continue to investigate. We could indict you right now, but what we want you to do is pause that statute of limitations. Any United States attorney or assistant United States attorney with this type of investigation is going to ask for that tolling provision. The question on my mind right now is, was the statute of limitations tolled, or is it going to expire with respect to those other tax charges? And I think we'll see very soon.
Yeah. What is it that you will be looking out for as we see things progress here? I want to give our audience some of your expertise and how best to watch what happens next, what are the things you're going to be looking out for?
Absolutely. The first thing that I'm going to look out for is to see whether the parties make some sort of agreement to extend the speedy trial clock and not require the government to charge Hunter Biden by the end of the month. That's certainly possible. They can reach another deal. They can continue to work together to get a deal. In absence of them working together to get a deal, I would look for signs that the special counsel investigation related to the tax offenses is starting to ratchet up. Are people getting subpoenaed? Are documents being requested? And then, of course, we have Congress getting into the mix. We're already hearing some signs that they're going to be doing their investigation, and there's going to be a lot of pressure from Republicans in Congress to charge Hunter Biden, and we're going to have to see whether Weiss is going to take the bait on that.
Yeah. Ronald Chapman, federal criminal defense trial attorney and legal analyst. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.